What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Speakeasy Scorecard 2026 edition. And today we are going to break down our buddy Juan Soto for the Mets. So let's take a look at Juan Soto. As you know, here on the Speakeasy Scorecard, we're not looking at metrics and statistics that necessarily win ball games, but rather metrics and statistics that make a player collectible and make you possibly want to add them to your collection. So let's look at 2025, his first season with the Mets. We're just going to take a look at this quick. He actually hit more home runs, and look at the stolen bases, 38 compared to 7 and 12 the two prior years. OPS dropped a little bit, slugging down a little bit, average dipped a little bit, but overall a successful year for Juan Soto. Didn't start out that way, but he really turned things on in the second half of the season and had a nice year. So here are the metrics that we use to determine whether a player is going to go into our stash, which are people that we're interested in but not ready to add to our vault. Vault players are going to score a total of 40 plus. And possibly have that Hall of Fame trajectory. So let's see where Juan Soto lies here. So we're going to use a rolling 3-year average for the stats. We did retool this a little bit from our first 3 videos. Still working out some of the kinks, but I think overall it didn't change anything too much. So over the past 3 years, WRC plus, this is a measure of are you good at baseball? So he, over the past 3 years, 64% better than the other players out there or average player on the field, which is going to score him a 10. His barrel percentage, extremely elite. This is damaging hits, extra base hits, home runs. I kind of like to look at this as the thing that drives the highlights and helps to drive collectability. So for that, he scored a 10. Anything over 15 is elite. K percentage. Now this is where Juan Soto really thrives, especially against the other big boys, Ohtani and Judge. Those two strike out quite a bit more than Juan Soto, who's always been noted for having a good eye. His K percentage over the past 3 years, averaging 18%. That's going to get him 8 points. Now his expected WOBA, and that evaluates a player's overall offensive production of what they deserved. It takes the luck out of the equation. Averaging 433. That's going to get him 10 points. Again, that is an elite score. Then the hobby ecosystem. He's in New York. He's a Met. He's the face of that franchise. Very easily could have given him a 10 here. Went with a 9 just because New York is still Judge's city. So I'm not going to give him a 10 on that. But his Speakeasy total score comes out to be a 47. A couple other notes here. He is only 27 years old, extremely young, a lot left in the tank. Another thing that we like to look at is our ground ball percentage. How often do they hit, those towering fly balls that could turn into something else? He's right there at league average. So he does hit kind of a high amount of ground balls, but, he still thrives in the other metrics that we're using. So it's not way over. It's not a Ellie Junior Caminero situation. So let's see how he ranks against the other players that we've done so far. So we've had Ben Rice, he's coming in at a 37, Ellie at a 27, Aaron Judge at a 45, and Juan Soto at a 47. So Juan Soto takes the crown as the new leader on the Speakeasy MLB hitters big board. Now, do I necessarily think Juan Soto is more collectible or better than Aaron Judge? No. But the way that we do our stats, where if you get a certain stat, you get a 10. Sometimes it's up for interpretation, but you're never going to get more than a 10. Aaron Judge's barrel percentage and WRC are way higher than Juan Soto's, but if you're going to max out at a 10, it does put them on an even playing field. Where Juan Soto catches up to these guys and then passes them is not striking out as much. So if you look at that orange box, second from the bottom, he got an 8 there, where Judge is sitting at a 5. So that's how he was able to overtake and become the new leader on the big board here. Doesn't really matter whether you're, 47, 45. Anybody over 40, for the most part, is going to be headed to my vault and probably on that Hall of Fame trajectory. Let's take a look at some market mover stats here. For Juan Soto, if you look over the past 30 days, he's had 1,200 sales of his cards, 383 different cards, which is pretty good. If you look at his price change, price has not moved much. Volume is up, which again, this creates a buying situation that says, hey, money is flowing into Juan Soto, but the price hasn't changed. If supply changes because more people are buying it and there's not as much supply, price has to go up. So I think that Juan Soto, after last year, especially after the beginning of last year, people lost a little bit of faith in him. Especially, he's been on 4 teams in his career already at 27 years old. Really, I don't know if that's a knock against him, but it does say something compared to someone who stays with a team for their entire career. But those are few and far between. But regardless, people are buying Juan Soto now, and it may be a good time to get in, especially as we start to kick off this 2026 season. So as I alluded to before, no surprise here. I'm a Juan Soto fan. I like him. I like his cards, and I'm collecting him. He's going in my vault. I think, without a doubt, he's a future Hall of Famer. So at that 47, he's a definite for the vault for me. So let's take a look at a few cards that I think are worth collecting. There's a lot, but I narrowed it down to 3. And if you're interested in any of these cards, I did put the eBay search links below, so it'll take you to these specific cards, and then hopefully you can find a deal for them on eBay for yourself if you're looking for them. And there's different combinations. Like, you don't need the gold. You could go with a PSA 9. You could get the regular. Lots of combinations to look at depending on how much you want to spend. First up, though, 2018 Topps Gold out of 2018, because that's how Topps does their golds. This is the flagship. I think this is the one that you can kind of measure everything against. 30-day average on this, according to Market Movers, you can pick one of these up for about $283. Next up, 2018 Topps Chrome PSA 10. 30-day average, 70. I picked the PSA 10 for a couple reasons. The raw, I think, was about $35. So by the time you grade it, take the risk of even getting a 10. If you're into grading, then this was a better option. I like the refractors, but there really hasn't been any for sale that I could find. They are numbered out of $299 for that year, so they're hard to come by and extremely expensive, even if you can find a raw one out there. So this was kind of, I think, cost-wise, was probably the most bang for your buck. And this one here, I actually have myself. Let me move myself out of here for a second. Is a 2018 Chrome out of 999. I'm a Heritage fan, so this was an easy pickup for me, and you can pick these up for about $100. All right, guys, so there you have it. There is my breakdown of Juan Soto. He's going to take the crown right now as far as the big board goes. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Please check out those links below if you are interested in picking up any Juan Soto cards. It does help out the channel. And definitely hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button. That helps the channel as well. And stay tuned for the next scorecard and see if Juan Soto can maintain the crown. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, keep collecting.